So what are we seeing here? Like a 5 Gyro, a mid Bat Rider, and position 4 Trien, and a offlane Doom?
I mean, you could
I
put the
guess the Bat and
Doom
the
mid
Doom
as
could
well,
swap.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, the Bat and the Doom could swap very easily. I'm assuming it's not a Gyro Pos one just because it feels like that absolutely needs something to buff it up, whether it be an IO or an Ogre. But they just don't have that right now. And none of these guys really love to build the Solar Crest, at least like a super early item. Treant can get it like second, third item, but I feel like you just need to be
T1's
enabled a
turn
whole
to
lot more than
ban.
that. Okay, well, it's not a. It's still quite a long cooldown on the rage, right? So you've got one chance in a lot of these team fights as the life stealer, and I mean, I guess you've got a couple of vehicles,
10
assuming the
seconds
Dragon Knight's
remaining.
going to go this blink build. Wonder if we'll see Tigger play the
5
Queen of Pain
seconds
as well. Like
remaining.
we've still got a potential for that to be flexed, although
Hmm.
again, we
You
don't
want to invest in
exactly
that.
know what. Well, I'm I'm gonna say sniper, maybe. They don't have dive right now.
On T1?
I mean, they have bat, right? But
Yeah.
like,
If
I
Doom
feel
has a
like a
good lane, then
sniper. Yeah,
Dire team ban.
I just love seeing the sniper.
yeah,
You
no,
know,
all right, it's not gonna come out. I can't even believe you actually brought it up. That's just,
if it
I'm
does,
whipping you. No.
you're never living this down.
Well,
All right, what do you think they need on these last few heroes? Is it a good Morphling game into the life stealer?
T1's turn
Well,
to
it is. So
ban.
that's why Motivate banned it.
Dire
What
team
else could they
ban.
look to get rid of? Juggernaut, Troll, Ursa. Mm, but they're lacking in.
they're very single
Troll might not be too
target.
bad.
They're very
Troll
single
might not be
target.
bad. Sure.
But I don't think if you can get any AoE really with a carry, that's the
10
issue.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, I mean, Medusa's gone. Excuse me.
5
Uh,
seconds remaining.
Razor's gone. Mm, yeah, give me the troll.
T1's turn to pick.
Yeah, Troll Gyro sounds like a really strong lane. They're gonna get rid of the Phantom Assassin though, so at least Motivate. They are kind of where we're thinking that this Gyro is going to be put as a position 5, given over to Whitemon. Feels like they've got pretty strong lanes for tier 1 though in general.
10
I
seconds
do
remaining.
want some
Dire team
physical
hit.
damage dealing hero, and
Templar
TA
assassin.
definitely fulfills that.
Yep, that's even better than the troll, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay, so how are they going to be able to? I just want to know who their position 4 is going to be this game. Um,
On Motivate.
on Motivate, yeah, because we don't know what the
10
Grimstroke's going to
seconds
be. Like, you could
remaining.
set up for kills, of course, in the laning stage, and Gyrocopter especially,
5
assuming it is a
seconds
5,
remaining.
is going to, well, needs to get up in your face to deal damage with a rocket barrage. So I feel like Grimstroke Dragon Knight is a very strong kill lane. Like,
Can
it's going to be a lot of action in the bottom lane.
Oh, this I don't think they're gonna do it.
Go on, quick, before they
Could they
do it.
Darkseer? Can you put DK full go Darkseer to deal with TA? Lifestealer Amplifier, you need some team fight. Surge away from Bat when he gets aggressive. Otherwise, I think you have to go for a hero to deal with Refraction. And they do. Jakiro is first in mind, but I'm like, hang on. Let's see. Let's get crazy. Let's see if they can Darkseer. Come on. Let's call it. Because if they go Darkseer, then you're looking kind of crazy. It's a Zephyr Gyro as well. So Whitemon.
And a Gabby Batrider. So we're seeing a position 1 Batrider.
Oh no, not this shit.
I mean, yeah, I was thinking that, like, back when it was broken, sure, go for this sort of build, right? When you can Manta style and each of the attack supplies the sticky. Doesn't do that anymore. What was the actual change that they did recently? Did it only
50%
apply to like
chance.
50% of the attacks?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So they've nerfed it even further. I
Okay.
mean, I don't hate seeing a TA go into, the mid lane to be able to um, contest against this. Or who knows, they might even just be laning it how
Wow.
we normally see it these days. A TA not wanting to go into something that can easily burn out a lot of those refraction charges in the Jakiro, right? Maybe that's just the play that they're going for here.
I also think the matchup for the Batrider in the safe lane is going to be much more favorable versus the Dragon Knight than the Queen of
Mhm.
Pain mid. So, like the Copper's got always some potential to deal with TA with the dagger, but TA is just such an exceptional hero anyway. You're going to get a lot out of the lane, so maybe they feel like that's a big thing. But Carl Batrider is something you always fear. So we'll
Mm.
see if Gabby's going to be able to perform just as well. Do you think the heroes being in different roles is changing your mind? Were you still giving the edge to T1? Because I know I personally was. I was getting the kind of the vibe
Uh,
coming over from you that you were.
Yeah, I was. I actually do prefer this Treant Protector this game as the position 5, just because, like I mentioned before, the gyrocopter, if you're going up into the face of a Grimstroke DK, you're probably going to die. Treant Protector, not so much. You know, you've got a little bit more HP. You're going to have the Leech Seed as well to not only enable yourself to survive, but it just gives the easier chance for kills to the Bat Rider as well. So I feel like that's going to work out quite nicely, this Whitemon Gabby pairing.
We do,
So yeah, I'm probably just going to go T1.
we do have a pause, hence why we haven't jumped over just yet. Looks like my boy Cuckoo needing a quick reset to get us underway. What do we feel like is some of the timings though that we can look for Motivate? Do you feel like this is a big outdraft, or can you still see the angle they've kind of tried to attempt with the game one draft?
I mean, they could still, of course, have a very reasonable game. It's just going to depend on getting the better end of a lot of these trades, right? Like maybe trying to manipulate the lane so you hit your level 2 first, so you're able to get the setup onto the Tree and Protector before he's got a couple of things when he tries to play aggressively. But Whitemon's good enough that he's probably not going to position himself that deep in the lane if he doesn't also have his level 2 to be able to counter that. Are they looking to set up with any of these sentries? I mean, Boomboy's heading towards mid, so I think maybe the Grimstroke will look to block up some of the TA's camps, particularly the small one. Might even look to give a sentry over to Gacha Boy, just to make sure that he's not able to get that level 1 meld and stop him from hitting the Shadow Strikes in lane.
I didn't know Toy also had the Motivate tag, so I wasn't sure if they were just using him for the Pro Series or not, but I haven't seen an official announcement, but it looks like with the tag is with the lads.
He's looked pretty solid on Lifestealer whenever we've seen him. A lot of people call him the Medusa one trick, but I like his Lifestealer as well.
30 seconds to battle.
Medusa and Wraith King 2-trick, you mean? Come on, give some respect.
You're talking about Toy or Jackie here? No, I'm kidding. But
Come
no,
on,
I like his
man.
Lifestealer. I feel like he's plays it selflessly. Like if someone needs an infest, he'll do it in the middle of a team fight. It looks like they're going for a little bit of a different strat here. You know, just putting the high ground wards up instead of ones that have the potential to be
The
de-warded.
battle begins.
Zephyr! Nice. Look at the right clicks. My guy is too fast for Boom Booey. And I do not believe Radiant's ward scout out Masteros. I think they placed it down afterwards. So this is... Oh, there we go. Motivate exactly what you're hoping for with being able to at least dodge the Dragonite and Bat Rider matchup. This is huge. This is actually really big. Okay, let's see how they look to deal with this now on tier 1. Like Gabby's decent movement speed. You don't want to TP first though, because the enemy team can always just TP down in response.
I want to see what Whitemon skills up as well here. Looks like it's going for the Nature's Grasp to start things off, and immediate pause coming through.
Tell me
Who's
that's
getting
a
little
crap
bit low?
grasp. Come on. Roast him.
It could be better.
Dude. Alright, well.
It was zoning. He just needs Gabby to get levels right now.
He's soaking experience though.
Shh.
Okay. No.
We don't talk about that.
Yeah, okay. I bet you're one of those supports that just soak experience.
I do not. I am active.
Yes. Sure.
Actively soaking experience.
actively soaking experience. That's what they all say.
Uh-huh.
Did they bring a sentry out? No sentry. They did block up the small camp though, so there you go. Oh, you have to be so happy, Danog. Your hopes and dreams every game of this camp being blocked up is finally done.
Mm-hmm. Very satisfied.
Very. I mean,
T1 don't need to do it. Quap isn't one of those heroes that takes advantage of that. She just absolutely bullies the mid lane. Maybe at like level 4, she'll go back to do it once she's got a few more points into the Scream, but not for the very beginning.
I think there's value in like any position to not having a small camp available. Toy might be in trouble at the moment. They have a level 2 advantage and Toy does not. Gabby's going to try and level up the flame break here, but of course doesn't have the longest duration of the level 1. Was it only 2 seconds? Yeah, 2 seconds.
Yeah, I just don't think it's actually falling a little bit low here. Is he going to die to the side blades? He's got the bottle delivered out to him. No points in the meld just yet for Carl. So going to be bullied somewhat. To pop the
Carl in
refraction. I
trouble?
mean,
No.
maybe.
Okay, chilling. He's got a bottle himself. It's like there will be a little bit more power for control though for the Queen of Pain. Cuckoo's going to... Alright, Danog, speak to me about this 0-1-1 build here for the Doom. Have you seen him as well? Pre-patch? Or post-patch, I should say?
The, what, Infernal Blade change? Or
just the
armor
Doom in
change?
general?
Don't think so, actually. I haven't played a single game and I haven't seen him game. Have you?
No, I haven't either. I haven't seen or any game, at least casting wise, with Mr. Doom. So
Radiant structures.
he's
are
got 10 armor. So that's in tower range. So what they changed about the
amount.
Infernal?
Less damage.
Is it at level 1? Oh yeah, percent. I was gonna say 16 instead of 20. Sorry, 20 instead of 16, but the percent is a little bit less.
Yeah, just less damage overall. I'm kind of keen to see what build Zephyr goes for. He's started out in the lane with a Ring of Protection.
It's a bearing.
That's gotta be a Veil, bro. Veil with a Bat Rider plus
Ooh.
15-minute shard.
Yeah, you got a hard on about this shard.
It's so good.
Bottom lane, toy. Reach already been popped. We're still seeing the Bat Rider's 11 last hits compared to the 13. So definitely having a better lane than what the Dragonite would if he was down here. So I think, again, Motivate very happy with the positionings that they've gotten out of the lanes. Do we feel like any team has a better opportunity to find our first blood?
I mean, it almost always is going to be the Bat Rider lane, right? I just don't think that you have the kill potential on Cuckoo at this stage of the game. The lane's been kept up towards this this top side, and it always kind of will be, right? Because Zephyr's going to be pushing that in. Going for a kill, though, maybe onto the top side, onto Cuckoo himself.
Zephyr, though, with MG.Trust being away from the creeps, means he's going to take a full brunt of force. Look at the creep blocking him out as well. Not going to end up ticking through. Use him himself. Boom Booey's clarity up as well. Did they dive? You don't have Scorched Earth. Val, Cuckoo. Oh no, they're actually going in. Cuckoo might be in a bit of trouble.
Very easily kill him.
And it looks like that's going to be the case. Boom Booey's going to be careful here. Zephyr, you're still seeing how much damage this Gyro can dish out, but you know, it's really the Motivate lads that full on brawl at the top side as Doom will be penalized.
I wonder if Bumbui's gonna just deny himself to these neutrals. Seems like it.
My lines.
It's a long death timer. I suppose they're not all that concerned, considering it is Masaros up here. He's level 4, so there's plenty of survivability.
Gabby's going Witchblade. Oh my god. He's actually going for the build. I didn't think he would because I thought you'd just go still the normal, I guess the normal build on Bat Rider where you just have the Templar Assassin as your win condition.
I don't think Witchblade is a bad build. It lets you scale to the later stages, which is always nice. But yeah, it does mean that they're going to be lacking a lot of that team fight initiation for the very beginning, right? So
Carl might be in trouble here. Easy way to get rid of the refraction. Gotcha Boy's got the level 6 as well, so the quick use of the burst potential cuts away the life of Carl. And
Zephyr nearly got the deny.
Dire are scanning.
very good stuff for
Get the
Motivate.
rune. Consolation prize. Is he just pulling this entire creep wave to Cuckoo? I know Cuckoo likes to farm, but this is ridiculous. It's like, screw you, Cuckoo, this is my farm.
Well, who's gonna get the last hits? Oh, come on.
The tower.
Oh no, he didn't get any. Alright, that's a lot of experience though. Catapult Wave gives a ridiculous amount.
Just being efficient, you know. Fast levels.
Tigger.
Oh.
What's going
They they will even be able to, not anymore. I was about to say scout out this observer ward that was placed there next to the small camp, but removes the sentry ward that was blocking it. But it's done its work. Like, it prevented 6 minutes worth of camp spawning there. So Fearless has had a far better time in this mid lane than he probably should have, just sticking even with the
Astros
TA
might
as
be in
it's
trouble
doing.
top. It looks like without any supports being able to step in and help the Dragon Knight out at the moment here, will end up going down. Boombuoy, along with Tigger's going to look for the trade though. Level 4s for both supports, so the damage is definitely something that they have to fear on Zephyr, but they might turn it back around. Look at the health back from the living armor. Zephyr's not dead still. He will finally go down as Cuckoo without the Scorcher doesn't have any damage to continue the dive onto the tier 1 tower, but man, you're seeing what this living armor can do even with only level 1.
It was ballsy by Zephyr to turn around to go back into that one. I don't think he needed to. Could have very easily tried to escape, and he agrees with me. Look at what he's got queued up. Go, Aghanim shot.
But it's not the Veil, so he doesn't 100% agree with you.
I said go the shard. That's all that matters. He can finish up one for sure. Come on. It's going to be 7 minutes away, Zephyr. Oh.
I'm pulling closer to the homing missile. It is level 2 as well, so the stun's something you got to be wary about. And now with Kyle being able to close the distance as well, they might get Tigger too. The trap from Kyle ridiculous slow, so Tigger moving 203 movement speed and T1, bringing both the supports mid. Kyle lays down the trap and they're going to be paid in their gold. And poor old Zephyr though runs into Boompo. He's still level 6 now on the Grimstroke. Definitely a nice step for the side of Motivate. Now you can give over the tome potentially to the Jakiro. They're very high level on the supports.
Oh, I wonder what item build he's going on the Grimstroke, because it's not all that often that you see a Ring of Basilius picked up by a Grimstroke, unless it is going to convert into that Veil. Doesn't exactly have... I guess his team actually is pretty strong with it, but not for the laning stage, right? Like, Masaros, he has the Soul Ring to keep himself up there, and he's not frequently using the mana. He uses his passive, mostly.
Masaros might be in trouble. Gabby's going to look to TP up. Yeah, that's going to be the case. Without anyone nearby, Gabby, easy way just to stack up the sticky. And, well, they dodged the lane, but with now Gabby's first rotation, he's able to pick up his first kill as well. We see the power treads completed and already making his way into the Witchblade first.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Don't hate
under
it.
attack.
He's got the Blitz Knuckles coming out to him now. Just a couple of components left. Yeah, it allows you to scale, gives you more of that ability to just continuously slow the enemy team. Thinking about, the late game scaling potential. Could this be the first Revenant's Brooch game that we see?
Let's go!
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Cuckoo's also going to scale really well into the late game. So, cancelling out multiple heroes. Gacha Boy, another jump in. They don't even need the DD or the ultimate from Gacha Boy as they just cut away the life of Cuckoo. And this is going to be something that is a big advantage for Motivate. Gacha Boy having a strong lane, he's already got 4 points in the Scream. And you're going to look to pair him with the Grimstroke as well, which has 3 in the Inkswell. So T1, they're always going to be a bit cautious of this just quick jump into the burst potential.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Want to be careful about losing their towers as well. Multiple heroes rotate towards the bottom side, 4 of them in fact, just to make sure that they can look to take this one away. I really like this change with the Treant Protector with the Living Armor. It just lasts for an incredible amount of time, 30 seconds once you've maxed it out, so you can have 2 Living Armors on the map as well.
You were mentioning the fact that Motivate, they blocked up the small camp for 7 minutes, but they haven't done anything to Carl's Ancients, so I didn't really see any crazy stacks from T1. It's going to be Carl really making his own at the moment, but how can you look to slow down the win condition on Radiant?
You just can't, man. That's the thing. Like, you can block up as many camps as you want, but eventually he's going to get something out of it. I mean, ganking him
actually might be in trouble. Yeah, that's the case. San's going to prevent the refraction with the DD along with the ultimate, even pushes Zephyr away. It's only been 1 TP rotation as well, and the second death for Carl's TA.
He was able to take the Ancient stack first, at least, so it's not like he was losing any of that net worth, but can't be dying all too often. It does throw away that strong lead and those early timings that make a TA as formidable as she is. Abby's coming in though.
Yeah, can Motivate actually
Careful.
take this?
What's Massa?
Oh, look at the call down and the choke point like that. Zephyr, great use of the ultimate. Now it's going to put Tigger in such a tricky position to stay to help the DK or to try and escape to keep your life. And whatever the choice is, it still ends up dropping anyway along with the Dragon Knight. I must say, this Cuckoo sword is absolutely dope.
Guitar.
Yeah, I don't know. This is top tier cosmetic along with the Taunt.
That was the ultra rare, right?
I'm
pretty sure it was. This is
Sure.
the same set as the Ogre Magi Jakiro costume.
Yeah, I know you're a big fan of that one.
Oh yeah.
All
I
right,
had
well,
2 Jakiros in my game yesterday.
wow, crazy stuff. Thank you, Gaben. You're so happy. Oh, you're a bit more of a fan of the Ogre. What, you spamming Jakira now, or what's going on?
I'm an Ogre fan. I mean, Jakiro's not bad.
We're seeing having a pretty solid game. Highest net worth out of at least the supports. Very high level as well. They're setting up on Cuckoo bottom. See, Toy's gonna have a lot of movement speed at least to keep that ink spawn to the Doom. Is the bonus armor really gonna be enough to prevent the lifesteal from bringing him down? Cuckoo's gonna try and juke to the southern side. Doesn't have a quelling blade though to cut through the trees. A nice play from Motivate. Toy and Boom Booey connecting together for a kill down bottom on Cuckoo's Doom.
And Zeph's having a really good game. He's actually basically equal in experience when compared to Masros. Yes, it's assisted by one of the tomes being picked up, but he's right on target to be able to pick up that Aghanim Shard right on the 15-minute mark. And finish the wand. Be efficient.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Were you expecting this early game to be as even as what it is so far?
I would say so. I feel like maybe I was expecting a couple more kills in the White
We're able to land the
Monkala.
Dragon Tail. Look at the rainbow TPs coming out. T1, they might be forced to try and get the kill and retreat as best as possible. Zephyr charges up the TP. Gabby's going to go for it as well. And stuns are lacking. I mean, that's huge. You get the kill on Mastros, 3 heroes TP top, and they're going to be stuck in this area now.
Whitemon has to be careful with where he's putting himself. I'm sure he's asking for Carl to help him out with the trap on the high ground, and they can see that that is warded. Carl has to be careful, see if he can reach it, but won't be able to. I mean, I'd say, yeah, like I said, the kills are pretty much where I would see them being in terms of the net worth as well. Just because I feel like Motivate, they're doing all the right things to try and shut down the TA. They're ganking her, they're blocking her camps. She's just doing TA things, though, continuously farming faster than anyone else in the game. Batrider was always going to come online at this after the early stage, but I'm a little surprised they didn't get more out of that lane.
Look at the infest from Gacha Boy. Not that they needed it, but just the style points to get Toy into the middle. Some involvement more for the life sealer, continuing to stack up his net worth and experience as well, up to level 10. Still very far behind, 3-level comparison between the TA and the life sealer.
Not that much. God damn. I hate TA so much, man.
Why you a hater, man? TA, not a broken hero at all.
Ugh. Love taking Ancients at 5 minutes.
I think it's... I mean, the fact that Dire haven't found this T1 tower yet is a bit of a concern, though, mid. Because Radiant, they are going to have a lot of ways to defend it. In a choke point like that, cooldown, overgrowth, Batrider spill damage, TAs as well. So I don't know how Motivate get this. Like, one pick off and I still feel like T1 can defend it.
Feels like they're not all that concerned about going into the mid tower until Mastros has at least the Blink Dagger. So it's, for me, it's more of a question of what can you hold on to in the meantime while all that's happening. That's where I think Tigger's positioning himself. He's got the macro pyre available if he needs to just launch it into that mid lane. They want something else. They want top lane. They want to try and stop Gacha Boy while he's farming up here. Gabby got no real instant jump. Would need to go the long way around, but don't think he'll be able to be caught out here. So, smoke.
Oh, they got to get away from the area now. They know the Dire's positioning with the Observer Ward prize, so Zephyr's going to move to the top side by the Dire outpost. They might take the fight. They're going to drop a ward down. Zephyr and Waimon hand in hand. A lot of damage to Gacha Boy. Look at the Queen of Pain health pool just evaporate. And Zephyr... Living armor, is that going to be enough to hold the life? Looks like it is, and they're going to continue to charge on 4 for T1. Gacha Boy's still up to fighting shape here with at least a health ball, but you got big issues in regard to the damage on Carl. Picks up the double damage rune, Blink Dragonlance, even Toy looking to get involved finally across the map.
That double damage, though, it makes you just feel so much more confident on this top side of the map, especially without the Scream of Pain being available. I'm surprised they don't go for an attempt onto the tower, maybe believing that the Jakiro with the Macro Fire at this stage of the game is going to be enough to dissuade them. Fighting into the Roche Pit is a scary prospect, right? Such a small area. Really feels like Motivate's spells in general are going to benefit quite heavily from that.
Dire are
I think... So you were saying like Motivate are going to think about taking this T1 tower when MG.Trust gets the blink, but do you feel like this is too late though? 17 minutes in and the Dragon Knight wants early towers. Like you really need to convert with the Elder Dragon form, and this has given time to T1, which I think is going to scale much better. Like Cuckoo just picked up a Midas. He was very poor, kind of had a rougher lane. Also those deaths across the map. So I feel like the fact that Motivate haven't been able to really get these early towers is a big concern.
Oh yeah, of course. And it's... I mean, they have the reveal now that he's got the Blink Dagger as he's farming down on this bottom side of the map, so we'll look to go for any kind of smoke play, but I don't know how effective it's going to be, again, without that Quap, with the ultimate available. 2 on 3, they just run on into this.
It's going to be 3 on 3 soon. Do you have Gacha Boy nearby? They're going to look to start on Cuckoo. Again, he's very easy to burst down without any defensive items. Zephyr's going to try and secure with the trade. Will be a 1-for-1. Doesn't have a TP though, so Zephyr's stuck in the lane. He recognizes this. He's just like, give me the range creep. I may as well get it before I die. The end will be the...
Yep. For his team. I mean, again, the similar sort of issue comes with T1 where they need Carl to have Desolator before they're able to make any kind of push. Possible Gyro, Batrider, Doom, Treant, they do nothing in terms of tower taking and objective taking and Roshan. So to make sure he's got that online for himself, so it really feels like the rest of the team are just stalling as best they can. Treant, one of the best heroes, of course, to do so. That's why they've only lost 1 tower so far.
It's also just, now you can really, with these towers, you can just continue to protect the triangle. So Carl is just continuing to ramp up in farm. We see the traps and where they're laid down as well. Just these entry points to the Radiant triangle area. So free positioning for Carl. And Gabby really hasn't been leaving top as well. How do you feel like this Batrider with this item build? You were saying it kind of scales, but like how well against maybe the heroes from Motivate?
I mean, it might do something like force Toy to go into a BKB himself, which you never want to do, especially this game, right? You're against a Batrider and a TA, so you're going to get huge value out of Skadi if you're able to pick it up. I think it's more for the factor of, all right, well, I can just look to very easily chase down these supports, take them out of the team fight, because they're the ones that are really going to be locking down the true damage dealer in the team, which is Carl, right? So if you take out the Jakiro, team fights become a whole lot easier. Grimstroke to a little bit of a lesser extent.
So you reckon the Jakiro is the main target here for T1 to jump?
I
think so, just because what it does is it just makes the TA's life difficult. So anything that does that needs to go.
Are you prioritizing him even with a Doom, or it's someone else that T1 want to pop the Doom onto?
No. I think they just need to use, for example, Rocket Barrage. I would even potentially lasso him, to be honest, but I would save the Doom for something like a Queen of Pain.
I'm on. We're setting up here. We'll see them pounce away. And mid lane is where the action's going to be for Motivate. I feel like they've got the items now. MG.Trust has got Fireball as well. I've seen a little bit more Dragon Knights go into this with the DPS increase. Radiant, they're going to bring their forces mid too.
Fireball gets laid out. But again, TA does a pretty good job at just pushing this lane away.
Archer's tanky, man. 2600 health with the Infest. They need Dire to commit though. MG.Trust going to do that. Carl blinked away. They won't have the follow-up if T1 jump. They don't have that potential as well. Gabby no blink, Cuckoo no blink. Gonna try and charge down Mastros. Gabby pops the BKB. They just want to cancel out the life of the Dragonite. Gabby doesn't even need to use a lasso for that, so a quick and easy kill for them. The rest of Motivate, I mean, their formation's crumbled. Pops blinked away. Life still with him as well, so maybe this tower could be under siege.
Dire's structures are fortified.
I was just standing in the mid lane right now. His main priority is taking this tower. It's the one obstacle that remains before allowing T1 to walk in and take
Gotcha
Roche.
boy. Nice initiation, but the Yorsceptor's gonna hold him back still from the Sonic Wave burst, but the Ice Path dropping onto 2. Now they're targeting Whitemon down as well. The Overgrowth only really making Toy even angrier, but they get the jump in. Lasso connecting onto Gotcha boy. The damage on Carl still not enough. Blink up in a couple of seconds. Gotcha boy, can he survive through the damage for the initial stage? He cannot. So they have the traps for the vision, so they can go through the pit. And now they're even considering Roshan as well for good
Radiant's
measures.
bottom tower is under attack.
Still feels a tiny bit slow, maybe just wanting the reliance of having your Treant Protector there. You landed a decent Overgrowth that time around on Whitemon, but it feels like that fight could have gone even better for T1 if they just took out the Jakiro, hitting a really nice Macro Pyre. Good use of the Dual Breath as well to prevent the TA from having the maximum impact she was wanting. It's going to become easier soon. EKB only about 1,100 gold away for Carl, and then there's nothing that can stop him.
Guess what? He's plus 4 damage as well, so only 1 damage behind what Dessa was previously. Let me hear it. Let me hear it, Danog. Every time I just like to trigger you.
This is great. Love it.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, he got Growbow as well, so disassemble the
good.
Dragonlance. So maybe not as crazy. Dude, what's going on? You really don't like TO. What's the number one? Maybe it's too early in the patch, but have you already got a number 1 hater?
Probably Tiny.
How
It's too
many?
strong.
How much MLR you lost to Tiny already?
I never lose. I think I'm like an 8-game losing streak, but not to Tiny in particular. It's more my team that's causing me to
That
lose.
is the classic response. Meh, my team. Shut the hell up. Do better. T1?
And I'll show you the replay after the cast.
What,
They've
all
got the
8
haste route
games?
as well on Carl.
Cuckoo got Blink as well. He hasn't completed the BKB. Wants to finally get initiation for the Doom. Lifesteal's
Nice
able to pop
Doom.
the Rage though. So he should still be able to reposition out to safety with the BKB. Slightly wasted because of the Soul Bind, but Carl still closing the distance here. They haven't been able to finally kill off the Lifestealer. They're going to try and target down Boom Booey simultaneously. The Motivate, they split away from the rest of the side, so they're able to trade the life of Zephyr as well, but Gotcha Boy's still the target. Gabby's got Lasso to play with as well. They might not need it with Cuckoo jumping in. Look at the play coming out from the use of this Blink on Cuckoo, giving them so much extra control, and now they're even going to go for Tigger as well. No Lasso used, as side at T1 get a 3-for-1 trade in the end.
It was a heavy commitment just to be able to kill a gyrocopter, even using the full sonic wave to be able to take him down. So Zephyr really coming in clutch that team fight. Multiple uses of the homing missile, even the one that he launched just prior to his death ended up killing Gotcha Boy because he had to use the Yules to dodge it, and he couldn't stay running into it or running away because he would have just gotten focused down and not much extra damage taken. Kind of surprising that they're going to back out of this Roche pit. They saw the Elder Dragon form used. They saw that Sonic Wave had been used. No Macro Pyre. The fact that they don't have Doom and Overgrowth is weighing on their minds, but I feel like it was definitely an objective that they could have taken.
This is a new look. They're just playing respect, no mistake Dota from T1. They're coming into it like, all right, lads. We're making sure there is just an easy road to victory for us.
It could be it could be a mistake not to take Roche.
Very
though.
true.
You
Very
have
true.
the opportunity.
Gotcha Boy, he's completed the Lincolns. So yours Lincolns, very defensive itemization. But we're going to see how aggressive the Queen of Pain's going to look to play these fights. Jump in the back line. You know, if you can try and get a dagger out on the TA, helping the refraction be burnt down. Also looking to slow down the Trine and the Gyro's impact through fights, because we've seen how strong the supports have really been enabling T1 lately.
See any of the changes today? And oh, Carl might be looking set to just go into Roche when everyone's alive.
Paimon gonna jump Gabby instead. Gabby's got the BKB, but the damage is still ramping up through the chain control. They're gonna leash the Dream Protector together, but it will not matter as Carl even jumps into the middle, but they can't continue to take the fight. Even with the Doom use, T1 forced to retreat away from the area. This might open up the pit now for Motivate.
Dire's
boy.
top tower is under attack.
Go on for more. Yep, objective-based gaming, back to the pit. There's the mistake.
Yeah, that was the thing that, you know, perhaps the Motivate from a couple of months ago might have continued that chase, just wanting to kill the TA as well, but Roshan, when you've got this sort of lineup, it's such a valuable objective to be able to claim.
You can't fight this.
You are them.
I don't know how.
They're doing their best to delay.
You don't have BKB on Templar Assassin. That's an easy death if he jumps in, and well, Zephyr's gonna show how easy it is for the Gyro to die as well. So around the choke point with the over, at least the Nature's Grasp, Mastros, still gonna be A-okay with the Glimmer Cape. And there we go. They just picked up. Toy to find it. This is scary now. I mean, Motivate, we've seen Doom have zero impact in fights. He's trying to target Toy, but the quick fingers of the rage has always been a nuisance, and this Skadi now completed is going to be really beneficial against the lineup that T1 have.
I think you'd be a little harsh on Cuckoo. I think, you know, maybe that fight, it was just the quick fingers coming out from the Lifestealer. Prior to that, he was hitting some really good stuns. The Centaur devoured, as well as the Infernal Blade to follow up. So, I mean, it's only salvageable for T1, but yeah, like you mentioned, the Skadi does make things so much more difficult. As long as you're able to even just get the one right-click onto the TA, EKB piercing. Pretty scary, and she's going into the Nullifier. Okay, something a little bit different. She's trying to get rid of the Yules.
Double Ghost Scepters.
Ghost Scepters, for sure.
Inkswell, I suppose, is not the worst.
Yeah.
It's the Aghanim Shard too, so something that you're going to take into consideration. I mean, it was a huge level change, experience change, I think, is a big thing to mention too. Because TA was still is 3 levels ahead of Gacha Boy, but it was a lot bigger of a gap before.
Wonder what, I'm assuming it just doesn't happen. But what happens if Inkswell Agshard is dispelled? Because it says, upon expiration, the target will receive a strong dispel. Would you say it getting dispelled counts as expiration? Immediate reaction would be no.
Yeah.
But
Radiant's middle tower.
I don't
something
think
in my
so.
gut says game is in beta. You know?
Game. that's a good point.
Radiant
Yeah, I don't know. There's some weird mechanics even when you don't think it would work like that.
Is under attack.
Alright, we got Blink on
Radiant's
Tree
middle
now.
tower is
Let's
under
see if they want to
attack.
still take a fight on T1.
Radiant
That's a big
structures
deal.
are fortified.
It just gives them another way to be able to begin team fights. Gabby doesn't need to always put himself in the middle of harm's way. Same sort of thing with Cuckoo.
Posturing to the right of Toy. Letting the life still do the damage at the moment. T1 down, and there will be no answer for T1, so they're going to back up to their triangle. A big victory for Motivate. They've been butting their heads to that tower for quite some time, and finally they're able to get it 30 minutes in.
Even just going even more into the damage over time here on Tigger. He's got the Aghanim Shard for himself, so taking towers, dealing max HP to the likes of a Doom or a TA. So much more easily accessible for him.
Do you feel like we're just going to get a trade of tier 2 towers here?
See what Carl's got on his mind. Chance of quiver. I mean, it is still very slow with Motivate.Trust push, right? Like Toy's just overly concerned about getting ganked
Radiant's
still at this
bottom
point, even though
tower
he's got
is under
the
attack.
Aegis to the Immortal.
Oh, they're setting
Dire's
up.
top tower is under attack.
Got the trap.
Surprised that he didn't toss the Liquid Frost. onto
Master's
the
going to jump Gyro. Paimon's still waiting the wings. Hasn't found an angle just yet in. Toy's going to TP back out as well. Let's see if T1 are able to get everyone out to safety. We should be able to get up to Whitemon. Look at the spider legs. Oh my god, he's fast. Whitemon's like, no, stay away from me. Alright, both supports end up falling. They don't get the tier 2 bottom, but they do defend their own, and
Radiant's
they might just go
top
tier
tower
1
is
top
under
into
attack.
tier 2 as well. So, a couple of...
Radiant structures
We'll see. I
are
think you got to get
fortified.
objectives off that. Otherwise, it's a victory for T1, even though you lost 2 heroes.
Yeah, I think you need to at least force a glyph out of them for the second one here. There are very few
Radiant's top
opportunities where a
tower
tree is
has
going to be
fallen.
down at this from going that far forward and not being able to use the living armor. So take
Radiant's
advantage of
top
it while you
tower
can.
is under attack.
15 or so seconds. Do they feel
Lasso?
Tower will live?
Gabby's just gonna try and bring down Batrider. Jesus Christ. Alright, this build's still stupid.
Fade from memory.
Let's go ahead Lincoln's as well. Okay. He's got the Elven Tunic. More attack speed. Let's go. Cuckoo's TPing in.
Radiant's top
Jump
tower
only
is
on the
under
Jakiro.
attack.
The rest of tier 1 looking to show up as well. Motivate. Do not have the numbers advantage, and that's further going to be out of their favor with Tigger going down. I mean, it's just the game of supports dying. Maybe Doom's up there as well. 7 deaths.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird situation, right? Because they... Oh, hey,
You're just going to tick.
I'll bring up the gyrocopter. It seems they want to put first, but how reliable that is.
Nice read.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Did you see Whitemon?
Dire's structures are fortified.
Maybe a little reactive with the glyph there. It's going to open up the opportunity for T1 to continue pushing mid if they want to do so. Without the lasso, still feeling a little
Dire's
apprehensive.
middle tower is under attack.
All right, so he's going for the Lincolns himself on the Batrider. It's going to be nice to be able to stop from those blink stuns. Yeah, the Soulbind as well, Phantom's Embrace, Phantom for access to all of that. Like you mentioned, they are holding the Ghost Scepters at the moment on Boom Bui as well as Tigger. You have to wonder if any of them are considering the E-Blade just to be able to burst someone down in combination with the Queen of Pain.
Even, I mean, they got plenty spell damage, even not just with the Queen of Pain. Like, the Macropie is something you're going to be considering. Almost level 18 for Tigger. So, what, up to 200 damage a second? Yeah. There was smoke on Radiant, though. T1 with 4. They've got Cuckoo, of course, who's able to TP in.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
This tower's going to fall pretty fast, though. Happy to start. Let's look to try and bring down the Dragon Knight. He's a beefy man, but it looks like now vacated away from the rest of Motivate, so they won't have the support to at least stand by and offer some extra assistance. Motivate, they're actually going to try and find an angle back in as Gotcha Boy jumps the backline. They're trying to aim down Carl at the moment. The BKB on cooldown. Carl needs some assistance, and that's where the Overgrowth comes into play. Holding back Toy, giving Carl an opportunity to reposition the Templar Assassin. No one's down just yet on T1 as the skirmish looks perfect.
They're able to catch them out just at the right time as Gotcha Boys looking to flee, looking to try and cut waves if he can. Make sure that his time wasn't completely wasted down on that bottom side of the map, but T1, great coordination coming through again, and that's the value of the Blink Dagger on the Tree and Protector. Didn't get it the fastest this game, but Whitemon, you can never fault how he looks to play these team fights and his timing.
That's the Blink reel is right from Gabby. I didn't see it beforehand.
I believe so.
Dire's middle tower is under
You just
attack.
see how different it is. Blink, get a quick pick off. Whitemon, exceptional Overgrowth as well. I mean, this is now 5,000 net worth lead for T1, and I'm still really concerned about how Motivated dealing with them late game, because I think Motivate's initiation is very one-dimensional with the Dragonite. I don't know how reliant it's going to be on Gotcha Boy jumping in with an Infest with Inkswell, whereas Radiant, you've got Lasso, you've got Overgrowth, you've got Doom Jump, you know, potential double Doom as the game goes on. He's got Lincolns now, so further increasing Cuckoo's survivability.
Yeah, and the thing is, not like anyone on T1 can go for an Abyssal Blade, which is a little bit of a concern. I mean, Motivate can on the lifesteal, which might make their lives a little simpler, but for me, I mean, they even need to jump. I guess Cuckoo, right? Like, he feels like the one really disabling a lot of these team fights, providing that great initiation, so they should be spending time trying to read Cuckoo's movements a lot and try and punish him in that way, because he's level 20 now. He's got the extra movement speed from level 20 talent. He's got his Cloak of Flames fitting. So, I don't know, 2,800 HP, 28 armor. It's a lot to get through, but if there's any hero that could do it, it's a Lifestealer. Especially one with a Satanic.
We haven't brought up really the Satanic value as well versus the Overgrowth. So, something that...
yeah, any basic dispel is going to be great.
I mean, it's huge value. We don't really see the Manta too much now because of this satanic buff, which has, of course, been around for a little bit of time now. So, and that's a big concern. It's now going to come down to if they can force out a satanic early, and then that's where Whitemon's going to be waiting to jump in. Because if you can have what level 2 4-second duration to root the lifesteal, that's ridiculous amount of time to reset. I mean, he's got status resistance though, Sliver along with Sun, so almost halving that. Sorry, not halving it. Sorry, almost dropping a quarter off that.
Pretty deadly. Masteros is continuing to push out this bottom side of the map, just trying to create as much space as he can for the rest of his team. But I mean, what are the key items coming up for Motivate? I think that should be the topic of conversation. The biggest one is, of course, the halberd, I believe, against the TA. As long as you're in the right position, she doesn't want to be popping that BKB too early. But if you could force her to have to preemptively do it, then it's going to go a long way towards not necessarily winning the team fight, but allowing your supports to do something in a team fight, right? Because most of the time she's going to be popping it when she's not right in on top of the Jakiro and the Grimstroke. Allows them a little bit of extra positioning or the potential to save themselves if she does go on them eventually.
How are you feeling so far about the ag shot on Masteros? Like, have you been a fan of it, or maybe something we might not
Really
see?
been paying too much attention to it, to be honest. I mean, it's something that you don't really notice it all that much. It's just going to, of course, come later on into the fact when you're like, oh, I actually had a lot of farm coming from creeps, but for something that's super present in team fights or anything like that, yeah, feels super strong.
Yeah, it definitely feels like it's just an item to increase the hero's farm, because you don't want to be using the Elder Dragon form across the map. Like, you can, but it's really rough because then you don't have it for team fights, you don't have it for pushing opportunities, and if you're the only way to take objectives, then that really limits you if you win a team fight. So, I mean, how much mana is it? 100? You got Soul Ring, you're fine. You spam it out. I mean, it clears off a full creep wave with ease.
By doing it, he's essentially taken this bottom tower. It's a little bit unfortunate with the pause. Obviously, would have been able to see the push now that they've got a little bit of time on T1, but double siege creep wave might still be able to take it before Cuckoo's able to react. He has Devour in a second though, so never know.
Well,
What else are we building into? Kind of surprised that Gacha Boy still hasn't got an Aghanim shot. He's going into the Silver's Shiva's Guard, excuse me, next. I feel like it's pretty damn important, especially against something like the Treant Protector. You know, if you're able to get in on top of him, you don't have an Orchid, so you gotta have that. Even if it's just a second or so of silence to be able to get all of your spells off onto him, you might be able to get the Overgrowth, but maybe not the follow-up spells.
yeah, I wonder... Like, he's gone very, very defensive. The Yule's Lincoln's, like, super understandable into the single target. You're worried about Lasso, you're worried about Doom. And then it got to a stage where you've also got to consider the Templar Assassin, because Carl is, I mean, a beast this game. Top of the net worth, level 25, so it's like, alright, shit, I gotta go plate mail or some armor item, and then his Ag Shards just continuing to be lowered in priority.
I suppose, like, Masteros is doing a good job of pushing out the bottom side, so you don't need to, like, lane shove or anything like that. Grimstroke, Jakiro, they're decent heroes at being able to do that as well. Hopefully Zephyr's internet is fine. So we get another unpause here. He's got the Ghost Scepter as well. Does he go for the E-Blade? The Ghost Scepter.
He did have it queued up if you're speaking about Zephyr.
Yeah.
Did he just buy something recently? He had a decent amount of gold last time I looked. Do you have Glimmer of Force? I don't remember.
He had Glimmer first item.
Okay. Yeah, I did see him have the E-Blade queued up before, so I wonder if he's going to consider going back down that route. So there's a Halberd now completed here for the Dragonite. And we've got Satanic now from Dire as well. So even though it's a 7,000 net worth advantage, Dire are finding, like, all of their heroes are getting slight item timings. All heroes picking some up, so with Roche next on the agenda, it all comes down to vision control around the pit.
Even just level timings as well. MG.Trust has hit his level 20, so that's another 20 strength, effectively 400 HP, a lot more damage as well. So if there was any time to take this fight, it's now.
I read that.
Cat, though. Vision around this Roche pit is dark. They do not see all that much, but they are clearing away T1's vision. T1 know that Roche is up. Don't know exactly where Motivate are.
They're gonna bait the
Now they
wave.
kind of do.
Massa's tanky, man. 5100 health. He's not easy to kill through at all. Maybe with the damage from Carl getting involved as well. MG.Trust pops a BKB, looks to escape away from the area. But now with the Dooms out, it is onto the Rage life steal. But now that it expires, it looks to be no escape for Toy's carry. As T1 pursuing on for more. It's Zephyr leading the charge. No one else able to jump involved because towards the backline, Gacha Boy creating some chaos. He's able to escape with the BKB. Carl's still not done just yet, though, man. He wants blood, and he's soon gonna find it.
That's what you get for
Not sure what MG.Trust is doing in that mid lane. You know, the whole point of a smoke is that you're playing with your team and they're able to quickly connect in onto you. But, yeah, effectively him being out there in the lane, wasn't able to get the halberd off, and pretty much got Toy killed as well. So free Roche coming for T1.
Axe shot too. So, what's my boy Gabby doing? Being a nuisance. He's got a haste. Space created. Maybe gonna kill. Does he get Bambooey actually? Not gonna run the wrong way. Alright, Danog, predict who gets the shard. Quick. No messing around. Alright, take 2 on.
Radiant.
Wait, what?
You know, you could just ask me once and let me
Radiant's bottom
talk
tower
instead
is
of
under attack.
asking over and over again.
Who gets the shard?
Did they give it to TA?
Yeah, they did. Well, you were too late, but so I won't give you any brownie points for that.
But I love brownies.
Brownies are dope.
You had the new M&Ms?
What?
Brownie flavored, apparently.
Wait, what? Sure
Yeah.
not. Can they just
What do you
make...
think about the green M&M not being allowed to be sexy anymore?
Wait, what?
Did you see that controversy?
No, I did
The
not.
green M&M used to wear like high heels and like
Yeah, I think I remember, yeah.
and then they gave her like flats instead and something else, and all these people, particularly in America, were like, how dare they make her not sexy anymore? I'm like, it's a cartoon piece of chocolate.
Dire's bottom
Yeah, I don't know.
tower
People
is
got some
under
wild
attack.
fantasy, man. So you gotta...
Dire's structures
Are
are
you,
fortified.
kink shaming?
If it's about green M&Ms, yeah.
Dude, that's messed up, Danog. I don't
Dire's
know.
bottom tower has
I'm not saying nothing about your kings, but you're roasting people's green MMN ones? Ah. You got an
Dire's
issue.
bottom tower is
How do you
under
know?
attack.
How do you know what I'm into?
Dude, maybe it's your kink actually. You're just it's the thing. You're hiding, not looking to reveal
I'm
it.
protesting too loudly.
Yes. I'm seeing through the illusion.
All right, we got a level 25 on Gacha Boy. He's
Carl?
well, double
Dude,
block's
Carl
kinda
is
nice.
super split. Just
Yeah,
runs.
he's got the Aegis though, right? So you can kind of afford to be, maybe bait out a few things.
maybe
but
not
Zephyr,
Zephyr.
you can't afford to be. That was ballsy. I mean, it's not like he was even on a warding mission either.
Cuckoo. Jump in. Instant answer with the BKB. Lincoln's out as well. They're going to push them back with the Soul Bind. There will be no extra follow-up at the moment. Radiant. You've got Gabby onto the side too. He might be able
Nice
to catch him off
Stormcraft,
guard. Yeah, he's going to jump in, try and target down Boo Boo, but the damage from Gabby rips apart the Grimstroke. And now Carl's onto the other support as well. T1 putting the emphasis on getting rid of both Tiga along with Boom Booey, but now they're even going to look to turn their attention now with Toy. Lasso into the TPR. Carl's like, hang on, Batrider, you just left me? I got Aegis. Let's brawl, brother. We can fight. It doesn't look like they're in the same mind, though. Carl tries to blink away, but they've got at least multiple heroes to surround the TA. It's not a question of detection. It's a question of how do you survive the second round now? And, well, that will shortly be answered as Motivate. I mean, they make a huge skirmish goal in their favor. Just a couple of small mistakes being penalized.
You should have known better.
Small mistakes being penalized. You still do get 2 buybacks out of it though, right? So as long as Motivate aren't able to take any kind of high ground push, I feel like T1 is still generally okay with this. Of course, it's a mistake that the TA ends up going down, but still feel like there were people that played very well in that
Radiant's
engagement.
middle tower
Zephyr
is
getting
under
caught
attack.
out, not so much, but Whitemon, he did a great job of making sure that Cuckoo was able to get out alive.
Radiant's
Waiting to the
middle
very last
tower
second
has
for the
fallen.
overgrowth, kiting away the Queen of Pains so that she wasn't going on the higher priority targets.
Radiant structures are
Not
falling.
able to push though.
Do push decently. I guess living armor's an issue. Maybe they don't push
big
decently.
issue.
I thought they'd do a little bit better with Elder Dragon form.
I'm telling you, but it's ridiculous. Like,
Radiant's middle
imagine
tower
having
is under
12
attack.
extra armor on two buildings.
Cuckoo? Look at the damage just from that Infernal Blade. Gotcha Boy's got to be cautious, man. The damage ramping up. They're going to force Cuckoo out of danger. BKBs have been forced out, though, preemptively. Now they're going to look to penalize that as Whitemon and Gabby jump in the middle of the fight with the Overgrowth controlling multiple heroes, but no one's died just yet. Carl's going to look to turn it back around with the buyback getting involved. Ticket drops, the magic damage, and thanks to the Ghost Scepter. And Lifesteal has got no buyback. Jakiro, dieback for him.
It's a lot to commit. Again, it's this Dream Protector, right? How do you siege high ground where you are relatively lacking in siege damage? The Lifestealer was doing a decent job, but it meant that they weren't able to really focus down those targets that got jumped on by Masros at the beginning of that engagement. They felt so pressured.
Revenant's brooch on Gabby. Let's go.
Has been killed.
All right. Let's see if he finishes it. We're still, 2,800 gold away. I mean, it's great, right? They got 2 Ghost Scepters.
All right. He's got Witchblade too. Mega value. The day I would have seen a Bat Rider with a Scardy Witchblade Lincoln's BKB.
Dire's
Interesting
middle
art.
tower is under
Problem?
Well, doesn't seem to be a problem this game. If you're looking at previous metas, it seems to be an issue. This Bat
Yeah,
Rider
look at how
doesn't
much
go down.
easier this push is, though, right? Like, it's a friggin' TA, just constantly pushing into the base. They're popping a very early glyph, just trying to get some of that backdoor protection to save the mid racks. It looks like they might be able to salvage it. Okay.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
So
What are we
TA
going
did
into
buy
next?
back.
She did. It is a pretty big deal. And Roche is still 2 minutes away minimum, so they're able to catch her out. Of course, very big deal. I still feel like you need to take out this to take out Whitemon first. You've got the potential to be able to do it. He doesn't have that much in the form of defensive items. It's just a 4-star, and that's not going to save you if they get just even one right click onto you with a Scardy, get a stun off.
They're split, man. They are split. They're coming back to connect on
positioning,
T1.
Radiant
We're gonna
are
see
falling.
the Cree wave dying in the mid lane, so they should have the recognition. Yeah, Carl's instantly gonna connect to the team. They are not
He's just
moving from their
pushing
high
mid.
ground.
They're just going to be like, well, lose mid tower if do something about this. I guess they've got a Treant.
Carl? Wait, they got the vision of TA. Oh my.
Massa pops the
Yeah,
ultimate.
they're hunting.
They're fine.
Carl's main
there.
priority. They're playing around with their ward now.
They've got a gem on Gacha Boy as well.
Gotcha!
He's on the high ground.
What? BKB pop. Lincoln's gonna protect him. He's got the spell block as well from the 25. The Doom's wasted. Garch is able to make it down to the low ground. Cuckoo, he's got Refresher though for the second round, but how can he land the ultimate? Chaos setting into this team fight. The Doom's out, used
Oh,
on
they got
Toy.
Toy.
TA kite at the moment, Halberd not allowing them to lock on, but the big issue is the Lifestealer does not have a buyback. They're going to have to try and take this skirmish without their carry, and it looks like it will not be successful. As Masteros falls, Zephyr's on the more targets as well. Boom Booey pushed away, but Gacha Boy is the real high value kill. Looks like they'll be able to get it as well. Blink out, not going to matter. Flame break, pushback. It's only Gacha with
Dire's middle
buyback.
barracks are under attack.
Base is in shambles, but there's the answer.
I mean, you got a Treant Protector. Everything's going to be fine.
You're chilling.
They didn't need to go all the way back. I guess the Bat Rider doesn't have the Boots of Travel. It's the Power Treads instead. Going for a Moonshard instead. Our dreams. What happened to them, Aries?
Gabby, what?
Yet your failure.
Come on, man. Dude, I just want to see one Revenant's Brooch. I want to, like...
Fly, my pretty.
Should have seen the
I don't even
item.
know what the attack
Dire's
animation
middle
looks like.
barracks are under attack.
I don't think there is one.
Dire's middle barracks.
So it's not like Deso, you reckon?
Nah, nah, not that I remember.
Dire's
Set.
top tower
Feels
is
bad,
under
man.
attack.
It's back. Come on, lazy. Where's the animation? Dude, Zephyr's level
Radiant
25. What did he
Yeah,
go?
he's been really good.
Dire's top tower
He's got that
has
E-Blade.
fallen.
Like, he's used it to kill
Dire's top
multiple
barracks
people
has
in these team
fallen.
fights. As long as he doesn't get caught out at the very
Dire's
beginning,
top
he's
barracks has fallen.
having a pretty free time. Just so much mobility, a lot of survivability as well with that E-Blade. So you're protected from physical, protected from magical, protected from lockdown. Pretty hard to take care of this gyro, and this is the big thing that Motivate were praying wouldn't be the case. It was a pretty quick Roche respawn, and it means that Carl, even though he doesn't have buyback for the next 3 minutes, he's going to have that layer of protection.
Quick, who gets the Ags?
Your has
TA.
fallen to the Radiant.
Wow, you're so smart.
Immortality.
I know.
Like, sold the Witchblade, Gabby. Come on,
All right.
man.
Friendship ended with Gabby.
Yeah.
Now Zephyr is my best friend.
Bro, you have no value to these lads. They are tears beyond you, Danog. You will never be friends with them.
The only tears here are mine with you saying that.
Dire's bottom tower is
So it's a
under
rough
attack.
life. Cuckoo's my bestie. Cuckoo follows me on Twitter. That makes me happy.
Follows me as well.
Oh, he doesn't. Don't say that.
You have him on Steam? Huh? That's what I thought.
Dire's bottom
Cuckoo,
tower
man,
has
what
fallen.
the hell? Dude, screw Danog. One last
Got him.
defense.
36k.
Lotus about to expire. Oh, what was that play? Dude, what?
I don't know what
Dude, they just
happened.
used everything. Templar Assassin. Courses at the ages, but you don't want to use Beekeeper on the first life. She's going to be forced to look at the Sonic Wave play from Gotcha Boy. Pushes Carl further inside the base. They still haven't taken care of the TA. Finally, they're
White
able
one's
to
ready,
do
though.
so. Another round of the Doom used on Toy. Respawn the fight after the ultimate, but now he's still going to try and stand his
Look at that
ground.
overgrowth.
Templar Assassin getting ripped apart. That's a dieback here for Carl, but it still looks like the rest of T1 can stand their ground without the real win condition.
Is under attack.
Buyback after buyback is Motivate trying to resemble some form of retribution, but they will not get it. Dude, what happened with that? Did the Lincolns pop the Lotus? I'm so confused. You sure?
I'm really confused as I heard a sound that I've never heard before, and it sounded like a Lincoln's and a Lotus, and maybe a second Lincoln's popping all at once. But well, the result was the Batrider was still dragging the DK.
Oh, well, this is the last attempt. Tia down for 90. You know, she doesn't have a buyback.
Oh yeah, she doesn't even have the money for it. I thought in 30 seconds she might be able to, but yeah, I feel like you got to really go all in here. Maybe even looking to buy Boots of Travel here on the Grimstroke just to join the team a bit faster.
Oh, they caught mid, so, no, sad life. And Catapult Wave too.
Protect the creeps.
Well, yeah, protect the creeps.
Cliff. Oh.
Radiant's middle barracks
Well.
has fallen.
I got a full...
They'll get one lane.
Brady gonna glyph,
Maybe.
actually. Gabby?
Oh, they're going
Fighting
in.
in Dantiga. Yeah, they don't give a damn about Carl being dead. They feel powerful. I mean, why would you not? 42,000 net worth lead. Gotcha. No, why won't... Oh, Overgrowth's still on cooldown. He makes it away. Master's trying to fly out to safety too. They do not have vision. Well, let's see another day here, Danog. I don't know how long the day will last for.
I guess he wasn't in the trees for long enough, Whitemon, to be able to get the use of his Aghanim shard, because he actually did walk next to the tree to try and get that root off. All right. Status report. Buybacks available on Doom, Gyro, Jakiro, Tree, and Grim. Here are the supports. I love it. I'm just calling Cuckoo a support. Instantly unfriends me.
Dude, he's second in net worth. How the hell is he support? When
Supporting
did
the team. Emotional support.
emotional support, emotional damage? When did Toy get satanic? It has to be about 20 minutes ago, I swear.
It was a while ago, yeah.
Offline. They did buy back,
Oh.
I guess. What?
The overwhelming blink on Zephyr. Oh, man. So manly.
Dude, he's that farmed. He needs Glimmer and... Oh, okay, never mind. They give the gem to Whitemon. Man, they feel like they are not in a position to try and end this. Such a huge lead. What's the probability? Oh, what? Really? Surely not. Did you take a look? If not, guess.
I have not looked. 10%?
I wish I didn't
Okay.
react. I'm so
Yeah,
surprised.
the only reason I
Yeah.
did that is because of your reaction.
How's it 9%? They're so far behind. Okay, Danog, let's huff the copium like crazy. We got some time before the next fight. What is the ideal engagement? Speak music to my ears.
Kill Treant Protector, and then they don't have control.
Okay.
And then you can kill other people.
So how do you do that, though? Because Tree's posturing so far on the back line. Do you try and bait a hero in the middle of the fight, reset, and then hope that there's a mistake from Whitemon, which is asking for a lot considering the caliber of player?
I feel like you kind of have to get to the point where you go for a ballsy play. You know, like you use a smoke, not necessarily to get a kill. Like, do they have any smokes at the moment on Motivate? I think they've got one on.
They got one on
Boom Boy,
Boom
but
Boy,
that's
yeah.
it. Yeah, that's all they got, which a little unfortunate. Like, I want them to use a smoke to be able to plant a few deep wards, so that they can then use a second smoke to actually catch someone off guard.
Okay.
And then maybe use that to like wrap around onto the backside, because you'll know their movements on T1's side if you obviously have that deep vision up where they're probably not expecting it. They're expecting you to be holed up inside your own base.
I don't know how much it's really going to change the status quo of this game, but Grimshark is close to Hex, which could catch him off guard before BKB. Double Hex?
Gotcha Boy finished his recent-ish. So you've already got a Hex at the moment.
Okay.
You gotta kill Treant, man. It has to be Treant. But it's so hard. He's just always playing near trees.
Bro, that's wild. Tree and Protector playing near trees.
I mean, at least they've got this sentry ward down, but the next time that T1 just look to push into the base, they're holding a gem, so they'll just get rid of it.
Motivated going out. Gabby invised up. They're going to pop instant blink away from Cuckoo. Now with the hard reset coming out. As they're unable to run into the tree, they're making the attempt, and now with the lasso, they're straight on top of the Dragon Knight. He's getting melted. Toy's trying to stand his ground, but nowhere to deal with the Doom. And look at them just kite the measly life stealer. Oh, he's feeling like a kid in a playground right now for Toy. 2 down, no buybacks, and they're going to turn over to Gotcha Boy next as well. Level 30, Whitemon finally shows. And they've had enough. 54-minute victory. T1, they let it brew. Game 1, goal in the distance, and Soul Performance Tree gets a Dagon at the end. Celebratory Dagon.
He deserves it. I thought Whitemon and Zephyr played pretty good games, but a lot of the credit has to be given to Gabby that time around. You know, I think the position 1 Batrider build is nowhere near as strong, but he made it look like it was. You know, only dying the one time throughout that entire game. It was pretty heavily protected in the draft, I suppose, but yeah, still, despite that, constantly able to catch out. Who were his main targets here? Yeah, it's not like he was even just feasting on supports, right? He was killing Dragon Knight 4 times, Lifestealer 3 times. Gabby played a great game.
Yeah, I think we saw as well with kind of the issues early on with how they were able to take objectives. The fact that T1 was able to get so much space across the map when Cuckoo had a really rough time. He got picked off multiple occasions across the map, but you know, we see what's going to happen in a lineup like this. You've got supports that scale really well into the late game. Doom scales really well into the late game, even though he was really just prioritizing the lifesteal, cutting away that potential of him being able to turn fights around. And the way that they were able to do that was the Train Protector. And this is a staple for T1. Often Zephyr playing it, but Whitemon has got a really good Train Protector as well. We were seeing his praises through that game. The supports have always been a staple for T1. You know, Zephyr as well through the early stages with the damage from the gyro, kind of catching Motivate off guard. But in the end, it's too difficult for them to have some.
I need to not see a third pick overall Dragon Knight as well.
Yep.
I feel like that was way too early. Plenty of opportunities to counter it. it forced you to try and be overly tricky with your lanes, and it just put you behind the 8 ball from the very beginning. So I don't know, like Masteros doesn't like going things like the Beastmaster and things like that, but maybe that's the avenue that you need to go down. You know, like if you can't play it, learn it because a lot of good teams know how to play the Beastmaster and exploit it against this style of draft where you can have someone like Whitemon, all that armor on the towers. Just get a helmet of the Overlord. That's a good way of being able to deal with it. But
Yeah.
it's game one.
It's game one. We'll see what Motivate are able to do to reset and come back. Keep in mind, this is an elimination series, so T1 now a game advantage and Motivate their backs against the wall. How can they recover and set themselves up for game two? We'll find out after the break.